Hello guys, it's been a while. Yeah, I'm really not the YouTuber that I once was, being on time. Maybe if I was part of a group again, I would do videos more often. But yeah, but I'm not like someone that goes by the name of Alex who completely vanishes and plans to come back but hasn't yet. I know you're watching. Anyway. I decided to make a video update simply because I have something to talk about. Various different things that kind of follow each other. Um, Basically, 2 weeks ago, I got into a bike car accident. I was on the bike. I don't have a car in Japan. And, yeah, so that's why I have this weird flesh bandage on my chin. Basically what happened, it was 9:30 in the morning and I was heading to one of the nursery schools that I work at. So I was riding downhill, and particular area I was in is in pretty countryside, and there is a house here and then like another road which they come at each other like a 45-degree angle, so you can't really see each other. It's not like a perpendicular road where everyone stops and that kind of thing. It's more of like a country version of a yield merge. So, but with a house where you can't see, I don't know how that's legal, how that's even permitted, but it is. And so basically, last minute we saw each other and we tried to avoid the accident. I swerved, but my back wheel hit the bumper, and I basically flew and face planted myself into like a rocky road surface. Of course, the first thing that was running through my head was like, oh my God, I don't have insurance, but fortunately I do. I am in Japan where there is some sort of like, safety net. Um, and also, I was just freaked out, like, as an American, not having insurance in America, like, the first thing I want to avoid is, like, police, writing it up because simply that just, like, causes insurance to spike up, and I did not want to do that to the Japanese person. I was okay enough to like focus. I didn't realize how bad it was at the beginning. Um, but I was still very lucky. Like I was still, I was like, I need to get to work, and I don't want to make a bad impression because this particular school, I've been sick, a couple times, and I missed some of them. Simply, if my voice goes away or I have a certain headache, my hearing gets worse, and that's really important for my job. So I'm actually at like a weaker position than an average person would be. So I'm very sensitive about that, and so I kept on like going, trying to get there, but the Japanese man stopped me, thankfully, and like pointed out that I was bleeding profusely from this wound, and it got all over my clothes, and so I was just like, my Japanese went out the window. All I could say was like, "Doshio shimasu ka? Doshio, doshio." Like, what do I do? What do I do? So I just called my boss and had her do the conversation. And the woman who lived in front of the accident site came out and she basically invited me to her house and cleaned me up. And like we waited until my boss got there with her husband to drive me to the hospital. I mean, the people that I was around were so kind. Like, I was just like in the most positive situations in that accident. Like the person I hit actually pays his insurance, and like he was so nervous, so sweet. Like I felt so bad for him. I felt like terrible that I like burdened him with this accident. It was unfortunate for him, and you know, yeah. But it turned out that my whole face here was scratched up. My shoulder is sprained. It's still sprained, and my elbow and arm. There's been a lot of healing in the last 2.5 weeks. Like Japanese bandage medication heals stuff so fast. Like I was surprised with the like healing process, just how quickly like modern medicine does everything. And I had stitches in my leg and stitches here, and I was basically scraped up on this side everywhere. But basically, I want to talk about, like being an American and being told that American healthcare is the best in the world. You can never have any healthcare like in America. I was brought with that concept and just thinking about Japan and like how crowded it is. I was like really not looking forward to the hospital. But actually, like I was really impressed with like the care that they gave. I mean, in my situation, it was not as like severe as someone who is dying from cancer or that kind of stuff. But I can't particularly say for that. But I'm talking about like emergency, immediate care kind of deal. Since I needed stitches, I was bleeding profusely and possibly broken bones. I had to get the X-ray. I was there for 5 hours of doing different tests, and they were basically making sure that everything was okay. And I had basically five nurses to me, like basically cleaning me from my whole body and bandaging everything, even like the smallest nicks. That I mean, like I don't think American doctors would even focus on the smaller things, but they were making sure everything would heal quickly. Like they had that special medication, and they made sure that I came the next day, and then the next week, and then the day after the next week, just to make sure everything went perfectly. I was just amazed. It's just simply how like well they had the process down, and like I don't know, just how effective the care was. Like I like if you could see what my face looked like before, I mean, it's amazing that this in 2 weeks it looks almost normal. Like you can still see a sensitiveness here and here, but I mean, I can't even. I don't even know. Like so, I was just thinking, Americans really need to step outside and like get an accident or something like that, just so they can actually get outside their comfort zone and rather than look at a statistical measure of what the healthcare is like, then and just actually experience it themselves, like the care that you can get. Um, because when you just get statistics or someone else's opinion, like ratings of like how well they do certain parts of their healthcare, you really don't get a real perspective of what the healthcare is like in that country. And I mean, Japan is really a first world country, so but still, it's just like I was so indoctrinated with the American is number one ideology, which is I'm so glad that I'm outside of America to really experience uh, the other cultures. So that was a new experience for me. I'm really glad I went through it. I mean, oh, and Japanese insurance is also really amazing. The man's insurance went as far as to paying for all the medical bills. They bought me a new bike, which is so much better than my old bike. Any of the clothes that was ruined, like by any little bit of blood, they refunded, gave me the money to buy replaceable for each of the items of clothing that had blood or like tear or anything. Um, I also got reimbursement for the hours that I missed, and I think there's one more thing, but I can't remember exactly what it is. And from now on, any like accident-related problem that I have will continue to be covered under the insurance in Japan, which is quite amazing because I feel like in America, like just getting the health coverage is difficult enough. Like not and going outside of that and getting like your auto insurance and then all of the other stuff. It seems like Japan is like got so much more things covered than America would, which is very surprising to me, and I'm enjoying that aspect of it. I was just lucky enough to get someone who actually pays their insurance, so I don't suggest anyone start jumping in front of cars anytime soon. You never know. But yeah, that was really, really, really nice. Yeah, so I have a new collection or a new scar for the collection that I solely have on my face. I have scars up here on my cheek, and then two on my chin, and now a new one. I don't know what it is with me and my face is scarred, but I don't mind having face scars. It's quite alright. I think they're beautiful in a way. Other than that, I recently saw my family again. I went back to America 3 weeks ago for the first time I saw my family in about 18, 19 months, a really long time, and it was really, really nice. Um, I'll probably do something, another talk about family and all that another time. I also purchased new hearing aids. With the first time I got new hearing aids in 8 years. The technology has improved vastly, but I'm still getting used to the sound differences. There's a lot of difference in the quality of sound. I mean, it's definitely better, but it's just like so much quieter and so much like they say that it's more realistic hearing, like more natural, but I've been so used to loud and amplified sound that it's just really bizarre for me to hear um, this way. And it's, especially in my classroom settings, it's a lot of like change to get used to. But I really want to adapt to it. I'm all about adapting. Like I don't want to fall back into the that particular way because there is a benefit of being able to hear clearly with you. I mean, just because it's the same concept if you turn up a CD player or stereos up all the way and the quality goes down. It's the same aspect, and I'm trying to appreciate the quality in lower sound, but it's so hard for me because it also makes me have to refocus my lip reading skills and my focusing skills with hearing again, and it's just an adjustment. But it also, my new one came with this Bluetooth remote control for my hearing aid, and basically my new hearing aid had Bluetooth, so anything Bluetooth operatable can directly connect to my hearing aid, which is so convenient for me because I hated finding perfect headphones for my hearing aids and, having the pressure of headphones on my hearing aids, like I have behind the ear, it pushes on that and just creates a lot of soreness in my ears, and I'm so glad I don't have to use them anymore. And I bought like some radio TI coil activated um, headphone, but those break like within 1 month. I'm really bad with like cheap electronics. They like break like quickly. Like I go through headphones like no other. It's just ridiculous. So now what I already have in my ears are already my headphones, and it also picks up phone calls. Like it's just so amazing. I've been enjoying that so much, and like not having to hear sound from another like an amplifier to another amplifier, like it just reduces quality in that aspect. It's sound quality is so much different, and music had expanded even more. There's a new level to of richness in my music that I'm listening to, and I'm really enjoying that. And I think that had inspired me to write again. There's like all of the changes in sound and appreciation for beauty and music, and if you guys have watched me for a while, you know my like penchant for dreamy, like trance-inducing music. I love that soft ambient music, folky stuff. So now that all like even grew, like my love for it has grown even more, and now I'm trying to write. I'm trying to do spoken word. I haven't done poetry in so long, so I decided to really try to do a spoken word thing, and I think once I finish my first one, which is in the process of being made now, I just have to memorize the words. I'll try to make a video reading or performing it for you guys, because I don't really have an audience in Japan. It's pretty much going to be the YouTube audience, but we'll see how that goes. Basically, it's going to be about a long-term friendship that pretty much has disappeared. I don't know if it's really disappeared, but it's pretty much non-existent now. And basically the history and going through the history of that. So it's been quite of an emotional poem for me, but I really want to do it. I'm really inspired to do it. I just have to finish it up, fine tune it, and memorize it, and then I'll perform it. I'll try to make a video for that. Um, yeah, so if that's not the next video I do, I'll just do another vlog. I really, really, really need to start doing this more because I really enjoy hearing from you guys, even though I've lost a substantial amount of subscribers ever since 5 Awesome, but there's still the loyal viewers that I've, chatted with for over the years, and I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and finding my life interesting enough to keep watching. So until next time, don't worry about me. I will not get into any other. Well, I can't promise that. I'm very accident prone, but I will survive. I love you guys. Hugs, and I will see you later. Okay, bye bye.